I'm Matt Green. I'm the Managing Director of Elite Resin Flooring. February 2023, I started up a resin surfacing business. I was recommended to Jack by a customer of mine who then put me forward to then go through the process of what Scale Your Trade offer. Prior to this, I had a 15-year-long manufacturing career where I ran businesses for people. Prior to that, I was in the military. I've had a lot of successes. I've had a lot of failures at the same time. It's not been a smooth road. But one thing that will be certain is the story that I can share my experiences with Scale Your Trade. When myself and Jack first started, I had no website, no domain, no leads, no sales. So we made a big decision to go for a rebranding exercise, refining the markets that we operate within. 14 months later, we've had 475 leads come in, quoted over £4.5 million worth of work. There's £1.9 million in the pipeline waiting to be decided on, which is open. We'll have sold 485 £1,000 worth of resin flooring, and we've got 450 grand's worth of business already in for next year. That's confirmed jobs waiting to happen. If you want a two-way relationship, a partner will give you input into what you need to do to recognize growth as well as listen to your input. Scale Your Trade is the partner that you want, but you need to recognize the growth. You need to trust their processes because they're not in it to waste their time. They're in it to provide growth and share success with you. I was a tradesman trying to be a business owner. I'm not trying to be harsh on myself here. I understand the difference between running your business or being in the business. I can pinpoint the direction and the success of this business was at the point where me and you had that conversation and we signed a contract. Your investment in this is just as important as my investment in this. Neither of this is going to work without the other. For someone who has personally invested time, effort and money into a business to have my sole sales channel wiped from underneath my feet from a bad experience with a marketing agency prior to you, shall I say, to then in just 14 months later after starting a partnership up to get to this point now where we've got 4.5 million quoted, 1.9 million in the pipeline ready to be turned on at any minute. If anyone was going to be able to predict that to me, I would have told them to bugger off. It's not realistic. The word partnership is branded around quite a lot in a lot of organizations in my experience, but walking and talking a partnership is a completely different thing to calling it a partnership. It's not personal. It's in the best interest that we all work together, and the cohesion between the front end and the back end of the business are working in conjunction with each other to recognize all of the hard work everyone's putting in is far past any expectation I had. When I say day and night, I mean 0 leads when we started to 475 leads coming in within a year. That's equated to the sales that I've just mentioned, and the leads are still coming in today, and we're about to break up for Christmas. I could have never have expected to be the way it is, and it's absolutely fantastic. The investment, in not just financially in terms of costs, whether that will be for services or advertisement, the time required to put into this to structure things properly and get processes in place, and the commitment to maintain those processes every day, every week, every month to keep the continuity of the business going. It is hard work, but the return on the investment, I've gone from potentially closing my doors to be the owner of a multi-million-pound business in a couple of years' time. The return is way past the investment all day long. It's important for anyone who watch this review that it isn't about quick fixes. It's about quality fixes that generate sustainable growth structured around processes, because that is what brings long-term growth. Nothing is a quick fix. If everything was a quick fix, everyone would be owning a business. We wouldn't have gone through the stresses and the pressures and the hard times, which are probably more at the front at the beginning of these journeys, because it takes a lot of work, a lot of commitment. And going back on the partnership question is the fact that someone's willing to work those challenges with you and those stressful times with you to make things work really put testament to what the partnership looks like, especially for us and what you guys offer. If we didn't start our journey, I was considering packing it in. It's as simple as that. Me and you talk about the long-term, the strategy, the strategic stuff. Lucas supports me from a commercial point of view, from a day-to-day. Umar's a fantastic technical support. So if I've got something going on with any of the softwares that we use, the documentations that we use and everything else, he's immediately on it. I don't think I've ever had to wait longer than a day to get something resolved. More often, Umar's telling me there's a problem before I realise there's a problem, and he's already solving the problem. So what I get from the dynamics of your team is a mixture of day-to-day commercial, technical, sales, support. I could be speaking to any of you on multiple occasions throughout the same day, as well as then the long-term strategic, how we're going to recognise and grow even more from you. That's really the dynamic I get from you guys on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. For anyone who is sitting on the fence thinking, do I or don't I, to jump on board with Scale Your Trade, I would always recommend reaching out to some of us on these quotes, because we'll be more than willing to share our experiences one-to-one with potential clients, because what Jack and the team do is amazing. We do what we we do as trades or contractors, but you've got to trust in the process of people like Jack. You need to understand their processes a little bit more before you make a commitment to give you the reassurance. But what I will say is it takes time. I'm yet to believe anyone in marketing who can say, I can make your business grow specifically by this much, by this date. It's not that easy. It has to take time to mature. If you're willing to give it the time and you're willing to give it the financial investment, you need to do that with someone that you can trust. You need to look at the person who's trying to sell you this service. Can I have a conversation with this person on a weekly or monthly basis and see how things are maturing and how they're progressing? And if you get any results sooner than that, as a bonus. Don't expect a light switch, 0 sales to £1 million worth of sales just because you're spending a few grand a month. Thanks again, mate. What you've done is nothing short of amazing, so I really do appreciate it. And have a good Christmas for the family, mate. Enjoy it.
Have a good Christmas, mate, and we'll catch up in the new year. Take care.